What's up, everyone? How's it going? So this is Husbandry Pro Live, and I'm going to be teaching you a little bit on how I use the Husbandry Pro system. And for everyone that doesn't know who I am, my name is Shane. I am Small Town Xotics, and I'm also partnered up with Husbandry Pro. They're my favorite software available. I've been on board since day one, which I believe was 2020 when they first fired up. So I'm going to let everyone get in here. There's a banner rolling down there. If you go to Husbandry.Pro and use the code SMALLTOWN60, you will get a 60-day free trial. No credit card needed. Instead of your standard 30 days, you get 60 days if you use the SMALLTOWN60 code down below. And other exciting news is Husbandry Pro takes care of its people. So something that I'm going to chat for a few minutes, let everyone get in here. But something I loved about Husbandry Pro from day one was, like, as soon as it went live, I joined up and I started going through the system. And I was in contact with Robert. He was like a one-man show at that point. And like any bug I found, any glitch I found, like any feature I thought needed to be added, anything like that, he's really receptive, on board. The whole team is. They fix things right away, put in a support ticket. That is a feature in the app. I do most of my stuff from my phone, so I don't use the desktop version too much. But anyways, in the app, in the software itself, there is a support ticket. And just fill out a ticket and send it in. And sometimes they'll request some more information back from you, and they'll fix the problem. They are on top of it and give them ideas for new features. There's also a Facebook group for Husbandry Pro users where we all kind of help each other out with simple questions and stuff too. But the Husbandry Pro team is in there too. So if you got an idea for something, you want to see a new feature added, throw it out there in the Facebook group as well. And you'll get a response. All right, so I'm going to go over and let's start sharing the screen. I'm going to run you guys through the whole process of, like, you breed a female, you make eggs, you put it in your incubator. You can choose to make your incubator public too. So like when my Husbandry Pro store, if you go up to the three lines, the little hamburger thing up in the corner, you can click on incubator and you can see what I have in my incubator, so you can choose to make it public as well. And then what do you do when the eggs hatch? How do you convert them to animals? It's a real easy process. And that's the main reason I use Husbandry Pro, is tracking all that stuff. It makes it so easy. And then when I want to list something for sale, those animals are already created in the software. I just go in there, click that I want to list them for sale, and they're instantly over to my Husbandry Pro store with just a couple clicks of a button. And you can export it to Morph Market or whatever you want to do with it after that too, if you want. So let's jump over to the screen share. And all right, guys. So I made a special animal down here. And all right, so I'm going to post an activity. So she had a copulation. We'll call it today, whatever you want to call it. And then back to Rack Browse. Go over here, post activity. And then we go down here to reproduction. All right, so we're saying she laid on this date. And you could put what I use STX-24- the clutch number, but we'll just run this one as a test. You can number your clutches however you want. And I already have the breeding plan with a Confusion clown. His name's Confucius. So that's going to be the sire. So it's going to transfer those genetics along with this clutch. We'll do a standard 6 and a 6. And I'm not going to give myself any slugs on this imaginary clutch. And see, so I have my incubator set at 56 days. It automatically, right here, it'll automatically put in your hatch date right there. And you can set that, longer, shorter, whatever you want to do. And right there's the male. There's your clutch number right there. You could choose to put in the female's weight and the egg weights. I don't personally do any of that. And then you click submit. All right. So now, if you go over to breeding and you go to incubator, you're going to see this clutch in here. I'm not going to take this clutch anymore. I actually saved converting animals some hognose clutches. So we'll start with clutch number 1. So you go over here and click convert to animals. This clutch is going to be really easy because they all died except one. So this one's going to be really easy. And the animal ID. I use my own lettering and numbering system. The WH means Western Hognose. And then year 24, clutch number 1. And then it'll be, I've never done a 1A clutch. So when you have multiples, it'll automatically put another name right there. And I know this animal is a female. And see, it brought in the genetics right here from the parents. So all you have to do is make a few changes. So this animal will be, you start typing it in and it finds it. Then you go sable because it was a het to a het. So this pairing, what these mean right in here. All right, so the female was a anaconda het sable, and the male was a axanthic het sable. So I did not hit a sable, 66% het on the sable. That's why I changed that. Change the maturity, baby. And then location, pencil rack. And you place it where it's going to be at. This is a whole rack that's in my facility. So not only do you assign it an ID number, you're also assigning the genetics, the sex, and where it's located at in your racking system. And save changes. It's that easy. Then we'll go back to breeding. Go back to the incubator. And you'll see that number 1 clutch is now gone. Let's go ahead and delete the test clutch. All right. So as you see right here, clutch number 3, it's still in for 37 days. So that clutch is actually still in the incubator. Now here's a real clutch. This is going to be a good example because there is 13 babies. Okay. So now here's a pro tip. And this is how I do it. You start off with your most genetically superior animal. So the parent was a super Arctic. So every baby is going to be Arctic. So the super Arctic het albino was the mom. And then the dad was a all right. Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked here. The dad was a Yeti, so he is an anaconda albino axanthic. So everything's going to be het axanthic. All right. So that's the first animal. It's a AAA het xanthic. We'll go ahead and give it an ID. STX. Western Hognose. Year 24. Clutch number 2. And this animal is a female. And then we'll go to the pencil rack. See, right here, that animal is already assigned with the last clutch. So you can't double assign it at that point. Okay, so the pro tip. So all the genetics from that first baby are going to carry down. So that's why I put the most genetically superior animal in the number 1 slot. Oh, it's not carrying... It's not carrying my ID number down for some reason here. So 01. All right. And then you just go on down the line. It's pretty basic after that. So I just happen to have this clutch sitting right on the other side of the computer screen from me. And I know number 2 is the exact same animal. It's a baby. So here's where you have to pay attention. So you know you just filled that slot. So you got to keep count as you go along just in that clutch. Once you save the whole clutch, it'll be assigned. And hognoses have a lot of babies, so this is going to take a minute. So this is this next animal is not Conda. And it is a female as well. And after that, it's pretty much just doing the same thing over and over. Pretty basic. But we'll go through this. We'll save them all. And this next one is no anaconda with a male. And I'll skip assigning it a placeholder and stuff right now, but I will finish this clutch real quick just so they're all together. And this next one is a female, no anaconda. And the next one is a female. Did I do that? Let's see. Yeah. Next one is a female. And Arctic. All right. And this next one, I had a lot of females this clutch, which I was actually going for males on this one for once, and I hit all females. All the other time I do hog noses, it's the opposite way. I hatch a bunch of males. And I can't see, let me toggle back over real quick. I can't see if anyone has any questions or anything. All right, we're good over there. And all of these are pretty much going to be the same for the rest of the clutch. So all we got to do is basically ID them, give them their ID number, and I'd ID them beforehand. All right. Oops. All right. So if you guys got any questions, type them in. Zach's backstage. He will highlight any questions regarding this topic. I got a duplicate somewhere. One. So it won't let you make duplicates, which is great. It lets you know if there's any errors. There's 3. There's 4. 5. 6. There it is. 7. Man, what did I do here? 8. 9. 10. I don't see where I have another duplicate. Let's try to save it. Well, man, I really messed this up live. There's animal. Oh, right here. That's in the name. Paste 1. All right. I put it in the wrong box right there. Sorry about that, everyone. I'm not a professional presenter by any means. All right, let's try to save it. Animal 7, my ID required. Right there. All right. So now all of those. So I have these little shortcuts right there. All of those animals are now created. And you can quick search them. Boom. 24. Clutch 2 right there. They're all there. You can see where I messed up and put them in some of the names. But that's how you do that. I want to check back in. All right, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope I didn't bumble around too much with that. I do want to show you part of the incubator. So when you go over here, you could set it to public. So right here, when you go in your incubator on Husbandry Pro and go to your options, right there is where you set it public. And then it'll show up in your Husbandry Pro store. And that's basically how I do it. From there, you can go print labels and stuff, but there was already a episode on printing labels. What's the chat have to say with everything? What's the monthly fee? Because I'm locked in forever with another app. There's no subscription needed. So the monthly fee, it varies on what level. That's going to vary on what level you are. I pay by the year, and then that way you save a little bit of money. I believe mine's, man, I don't know. It's on auto pay. Zach, do you want to jump in here and answer that one?
Sucker, I wasn't ready. What were you asking me? I was all highlighting questions.
About the monthly fees. I'm not sure what the tiers are at anymore because I pay annually and I've been on the same plan for a while.
Let me look them all up for you real quick. You can pay annually. You basically get about 2 months free if you pay annually. Or you can pay month to month. You have a free account up to 5 animals. $5 a month is the fee if you pay monthly for the hobbyist, which covers you up to 50 animals. $12 a month covers you up to 200 animals. $24 a month is up to 500 animals. And then our commercial operation is $49 a month. If you do yearly, it's only $39 a month for the smallest package. It's $40 for the year. You have access to your information. We hold it guaranteed for at least a couple years, although we've never removed any information yet. Our servers aren't even close to full. So if you need to get your information 6 months from now, you quit using the system, something emergency happened, and you come back, you're going to be able to go in there and export your data and have access to that. We don't try to cheat you out of that. So that's a good thing that we offer also. But yeah, the annual is real nice.
Yeah, I choose to pay. With every subscription I have in my life, I try to pay annually, and Husbandry Pro is one of them. So I just pay once a year. And like Zach said, you get like basically 2 months off for paying annually. And if you don't have that many animals, it's not going to be that pricey at all.
And there's a little cap of what you get there.
Yeah, I run
the business stuff. I usually recommend the breeder packages. That's going to get you pretty much everything that the commercial package has, except the commercial gets better IT support or priority IT support, and plus they can have unlimited users for, say someone like Billy who's got multiple employees. They want to set every employee up as a user. You might need a commercial account, but for most of us, the breeding package is going to cover up to 500 animals, and that gives you access to all of the e-commerce stuff that we offer. You actually get access to a decent bit of it here in the collector package. But if you want everything, go ahead and go for the breeder package.
Yeah, that's what I run. I run the breeder level because it's like 500 animals and under, and it gives me a couple users. I have one of my kids and my wife that have their own little login. So, and then you can set up permissions, like they can't delete animals, but they can add animals and stuff like that. That's the great thing about Husbandry Pro is it's so customizable. And it's so customizable that I've set mine up to where I only touch the desktop version when I'm converting animals. Other than that, I run everything off my phone. That's just how I've always done it. I'm not a sit down at the computer kind of guy usually. So I've got everything streamlined where I do everything through my phone, feedings, everything, just use rack view, do all my pairings. And then the only time I come over to the desktop is just to convert animals or to do the store when I list animals, and that's it.
Yeah, I do like my show prep, my pricing. But even now that I've got my thermals and stuff hooked up in the snake building, I've started just sending those over from my phone because I can print from my phone to the thermal.
Oh, man. Yeah, you need to teach me that trick. I haven't got that far advanced yet. Yeah, but like Jerry said right there, man, the pricing's really good and you get so much for your money. And what's good for me is I've moved once since I've been a breeder, across the country. So all of that information is all in Husbandry Pro, all my pairings and who the parents were. So if somebody comes back and it's hey, something popped up, whatever, I can go back through and just look at everything. All the information's there. And I want to second what Jay says right here too. I use the iOS app mostly because of the barcode scanner option. Yeah, and that's how I use Husbandry Pros through my iPhone. And then, like I said, I do get on the laptop version. See, Zach's even super pro with guns and stuff, you know?
Yeah, I use the hand scanner. I can hook it up wired to my computer. I can hook it up wirelessly to my computer, to my laptop, to my phone. It'll hook up through Bluetooth to my phone. And so, yeah, I'll Bluetooth that thing to my phone and boop, 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 boop. And then I never have to worry about like covering up the lens to make sure I don't scan the wrong thing.
Right.
It's just super fast. If you've got a bunch and you're going through, oh yeah, I can enter. We did 150 something weights the other day, and it took us maybe an hour and a half.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
And that's because we were farting around a little.
Yeah. Yeah. So really, Husbandry Pro suits guys like me that are kind of like a minimalist, or the super techie guys that want to get way far out there in all the tech stuff. It has all that there for you too. Like I said, it's totally customizable. If you look at the screen I was sharing earlier versus anyone else that did the videos, like Warfels, his is all like green highlights and stuff. I mean, you can even change themes and all that stuff. I keep mine purple because I like purple. But yeah, everything's good. I'm gonna scroll through the chat here and see if there was any kind of questions regarding the breeding, converting to animals. Yeah, see, Zach's.
Like, that's mine.
Yeah, see, Zach's is he runs his in the light theme. I run everything I got in dark theme. So that's what's so great about it, is you can totally customize it even down to how it looks. He's got the quick, what do you call those? Those are the quick
buttons.
Yeah, the quick buttons.
I love this, man. I use this. Like, I live like right here. It's not super common to go do other stuff, but like daily, this is where I'm at.
Yeah, see, I have those on my app on my phone at the bottom. So I use those via my phone. Bam.
Yeah, I've got them on the phone also. There's a toggle switch. A lot of people don't even know that you can do it. There's a toggle switch where you can turn this on for your desktop also.
Right on.
I just keep this open on another screen on my computer whenever I'm working. I actually show and click stuff.
And Demonic Reptiles has a question for you, Zach. Where do you get that scanner, and what kind is yours?
Mine is a Hera. I don't know if that's going to show up. It's backwards. I ordered it on Amazon. You can look up Bluetooth hand scanners on Amazon. You can find just a litany of them. I would get the ones that are at least like $40 plus. You can get the cheaper ones if you want to, but if you get the one that's got the 2D scanner, like this one scans with just a flat laser instead of a flash, and so it's more accurate. It'll pick it up faster, and it's only going to run you like an extra $10 or $20 to get like you can scan it from across the room, boop, 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 and you get them real fast.
So any scanners compatible?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. And Demonic, I'm going to highlight.
I got mine on Amazon, if I didn't say that.
So Demonic, can you show us how the rack setup works? That was actually the previous live right before this one. Jeremy Warfel, he goes all through the rack setup. So go on Husbandry Pro's YouTube channel and go to the Jeremy Warfel's episode. I think it was from like 3 days ago or 4 days ago or something. It was like really recent.
Last Thursday.
Yeah. So it wasn't that long ago. Yeah, he goes through it. He does a really good job. He's a really good presenter, where I am not. So, is there anything you wanted to point out about converting animals, Zach? Do you do it similarly? Do you put your highest genetic at the first one and then go down, or how do you do it?
So I do it the same way. Number one is always usually the holdback. The one that's got the most genetics in there, because it auto-populates all the one below it. And so, like you said, it's easiest to do it. I will say, I'll show my screen real quick, because I see we use different views.
Oh, yeah.
Like whether you use light view or dark view. So like this is a different view right here where you can see your clutches up. And these eggs, like whenever they get ready to hatch, they'll start shaking. It's pretty cool. You'll go in here and they'll be like a baby's getting ready to come. It's pretty cool. You get all excited about it. Well, I don't want to do that yet. But yeah, when you convert them to animals, just same thing as you do. I just use a little bit of a different view here. A lot of people don't know that I would point out is that You get birthing records with this stuff. A lot of people don't even know the screen's here. So if I look by my 2023 year, here's all my clutches for 2023. As I'm converting these to animals, it's building this out for me. So whenever someone asks you about a clutch you had last year, you can go here to your birthing records and you can search for clutch 2023-01. And there's clutch 2023-01. If I didn't live in the podunk where I had no internet, there'd be photos here.
Right.
Result. I don't know why the results aren't on this one.
Yeah, I need to spend more time on the desktop version because I didn't know about. I see the birthing records on my HP store when I go look at it on my phone, but I didn't. I need to put some more time in.
There we go. And you can see it's got the results for all the babies out here. It's got their ID numbers, so someone knows what clutch they got. And you can come in here and look it up really easy. Which, I mean, you can go to the animal list and look up your sold animals and pull it up through there also, but this is a nice screen. You can also add your birthing records. This can be added to your storefront. Yes. So you can set this to public as well, so people can see your incubator, they can see your breeding plan, and they can see your birthing records, if you allow it on all of them. And I like that because people are like, oh, can you tell me more about this baby? And I'm like, oh, okay, go to my storefront. Here's the link to it. All your birthing records are on there. You can look up your clutch number and animal and everything on there.
Yeah, I need to start doing that. I seen the birthing record options on my phone when I'm on the HP store, but I need to go in and make sure mine's set up in the main app.
Yeah, he's got to do some settings. Plus, you can always go here and do let's create breeding record. And that'll put it in there. Oh, look, I've got a picture. This is a new one. I got pictures now. I've got good internet now. So, you can put this all in there. I wait to do this because if you just do this when you convert your animals, it does it and it throws all the animals in there with it.
All right.
But you can go ahead and push it over there earlier if you want people to see what you got cooking on that screen as well as the incubator screen.
Yeah, I've never chose to. I see that my breeding plan, I could choose to make it public, but I choose not to make it public. So that's the options that are available in Husbandry Pro, though. Like you can show as much as you want or nothing if you don't want to. Everything's private. So for all them people that are real concerned with privacy and stuff, and Husbandry Pro is all encrypted and all of those tech jargon terms too for that kind of privacy.
Well, plus, you can always go through here when you're on the breeding plan screen and you can, like mine's all set to public, but I can change the public for this animal. Like I can just remove this one animal off the breeding, or I can hide this male and his whole project. And so like you can control down to the individual animal what shows up on your breeding plan for the public. So, like you want everyone to see what you got coming, but you got that one secret project, like you named some new gene, you put it in the system. You don't want people gaffling your name or something. Yeah, let's go ahead and hide that one.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and I'm sure so we've all split off into topics, and like Demonic was asking about the rack view, so that one's been done, but I'm sure somebody will do how you add your animals for sale or something along the way in this series too, right, Zach? Like when you go through and you list animals for sale on your HP store and stuff, somebody will probably cover that. That's like one of the features I use the most because my HP store is my home base. And then like that's where I refer people to. And then whatever doesn't get picked up like within a month, then that's what goes over to Morph Market. That's kind of how I run my HP stores, my main base, Yeah,
let me double check. I believe we have that one coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah. So on the 3rd next month at 8 p.m., Robert will actually be doing setting up e-commerce. And so he'll go through the invoicing, he'll go through the store, I'm sure he'll go through the pricing screens, but I believe he's supposed to be going through everything involved with selling your animals on our platform or getting them ready to sell somewhere else outside of our platform.
Yeah, and that's something that we have now too, is we have that like buy now button on our HP store, and it's not that complicated to set up. And man, HP always takes care of us. That's why I'm always on board with HP. Always.
Yeah, we've got the buy now, the Square integration, the PayPal integration, the Swipe integration. We're working on other things with that. We're working on making the Square integration easier and simpler for everyone. So it's just a couple clicks. Hopefully we'll have that ready soon. And just making all of that easier for the buy now stuff where people can just click buy.
Yeah, so after you convert your animals, you fed them up to whatever desired, whatever the species is, you fed them the amount of times, it's real easy to just list them for sale after they're converted from animals. You got feeding records on them, you got their genetics. And then after that, all you have to do per animal after that is just take a picture of them. I mean, I take pictures of my for sale animals. I guess you don't have to, but I think it helps, Yeah, you just take a picture and then you upload it to the animal's file. And if you use Apple like me, I take pictures from my phone and they magically appear on my MacBook somehow. And then I just drag and drop them right into the animal, and it's easy peasy.
Yeah, I do that. Like when I'm getting ready to convert my clutch, I've usually went through and photographed all my animals and done my identifications on them. So I go through and just add my photographs there at the same time. Now that I have internet.
Yeah.
Well, before it wasn't so much of a problem. I've been to 25 plus shows a year. My shows very rarely make it to any online platform to be sold. So, like selling stuff online is something I've just dabbled in a little bit here and there. And so like, as I've gotten more high-end stuff, I definitely started doing more online stuff, and it's just easier to sell it when you got good internet.
Yeah. Where like I'm the opposite of you. I've been to about 2 or 3 shows a year, and most of my stuff's online, and that's where Husbandry Pro helps me out on that. But then when I do vend shows, I print my for sale inventory on the labels, bam, and then there's my labels for my show too. So Husbandry Pro's there to help no matter which way you're selling your animals.
Oh yeah, makes it, if you're an online seller doing shows, we got something for everybody.
Yeah. Well, chat, does anyone have any questions regarding converting animals? I don't want to step on any other topics' toes. I'm the converting animal guy. We've talked up the selling part a lot. We're just helping Robert out, I guess. Oh, somebody asked about printing. I use a Dymo label printer. Somebody else says they use a Brother, the desktop version. So,
yeah, I've got 2. I've got a Brother QL 1100 that I use for my shipping labels, because it'll do the 4x6s.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do high definition labels. So I've got a Brother QL 800, and it's a smaller one. I actually got it disconnected right now so I can hook up my 11.
All right.
But it's this small. It just sits on my desk. You can actually plug this into your phone if you got the adapter for it. And print from there with a USB cable. They have other ones that you can get. Before I did that, I used Avery sheet labels with your common household printers. The Avery labels work good. They're a little bit more of a pain to set up, I will tell you that, because Avery's just got hundreds of sizes. So we don't have all the templates in there for them. You do have to set those up on your own for the Avery labels, and everyone knows those can be a little bit of a pain to get right. But once you get them set up and saved in there, they're in there and they're good.
I was doing the Avery sheets in the beginning, and I had finally figured it out how to set it up, but I switched over to the Dymo 550 label printer. It's not like super fancy, but I mean, it gets the job done, and it's like everything's centered right away. They just print out on one long old strip, and I'm off to the show, or I'm labeling tubs back there with it, whatever. And Zach gave me a pointer at one of the shows. I think when we seen each other at Tinley, getting those restickable ones, man. So then you could put them right on your display and take them right off without leaving a bunch of goo. And
I don't know about Dymo, but I've discovered on the Brothers, you don't have to get the restickable ones if you're using thermals. If you're using Avery, you better get the restickable ones. But if you're using thermals, they actually stick to the acrylic from the Brothers, I know for sure. and they leave no adhesive. You can stick them to glass, you can stick them to anything, and they're restickable. And you can get more resticks out of them than you can the ones that were designed to be removable.
And that's with Brother?
Yeah. You might just check, just if you got a sample label in your printer, like usually they come with like a sample roll, just print one off and stick it on one of your tubs somewhere and pull it off where an inconspicuous spot. It shouldn't leave adhesive at all.
All right.
It'll stick to a box like nobody's business, but the glass or the plastic from these tubs, it comes right off.
Right. Yeah, I might have to switch to the Brother. Because the Dymo ones, I mean, the Dymo printer is good and everything. It works and it was cheap and everything. But I did have, I don't know, just ordering their labels. It gets really in the weeds, man. Because there's so many knockoff versions that say they work. And then when you put them in there, they don't work. It doesn't recognize them as a label, And I'm like, man, I just spent $30 on 3,500 labels that aren't recognized,
Brothers, same thing. Like, so I took some of the labels that wouldn't work in my Brother 800 because I got them from some company I won't endorse. They're knockoff labels, and I tried to use them in my Brother 800. It wouldn't read them, wouldn't cut them at the right spot. Like, it would print, but it wasn't right. And then I threw them in the QL 1100. It prints them just fine.
Ah, all right. Gotcha.
I saw a question on here about this one. I'll answer this one about Charlotte. We're not going to be in Charlotte in September. Our next show that Husbandry Pro will have a big presence at will be the Daytona show. We'll be at Daytona, and we will be at Tinley again in October. So those are the next two. They're the only two shows that Husbandry Pro has left for the year.
I will be at the Charlotte, so if Husbandry Pro needs me to do anything, just let me know.
Right on. Let's see, no question. I'll throw this one up. This is our next one. I'm doing the next one, and it'll be on Getting Started, and that is the 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern. And so basically, I'll run through the full setup, the onboarding, and then what you should do next. That's a big thing. It's like a lot of people get onboarded, and then they're like, what do I do with my hands? So I'm going to go through like what you should do next to like get everything set up properly to operate smoothly. So that'll be next week.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that one too. I'm sure it's different now because like I said, I joined in 2020. So I just started off by adding animals and then features started getting added around me. So there's features still in the software that I haven't even used because I started when there wasn't all the features,
Oh yeah, like I remember when I started, there wasn't a tour, there wasn't an onboarding. It was just here's the system, have fun, and you just got thrown into the wolves. So now we kind of hold your hand a little bit in the beginning, and it definitely helps.
Yeah, and if you're a smaller breeder or hobbyist, whatever, you only got like 10 or 20 animals. Now would be the time to sign up and get on board, and then it's less of an initial data entry, and then you're familiar with the system. So as you grow, you can grow into the system, and you're already familiar with everything. It's a lot easier to add a couple animals a year than it is to add 200.
Oh, I'm telling you, and that's the thing is you talk to so many people who've got 4, 7 animals, 10 animals, and they're like, I remember it all. And it's like, if you're going there and you're going to get more animals and that's part of your plan, just understand you're going to get to a point of where you're not going to remember all of those. And it's better to start now than it is to try to come back and remember all that and compile all that data later than you will wish you had. And
yeah, for sure.
You can use code SmallTown60 down there to get 2 free months to check it out.
2 free months. Yeah.
2 free months.
And something else about Husbandry Pro, like you can start out on a small plan and you can upgrade whenever. So if you grow out of that plan, you can always upgrade. It's not a big deal,
Yeah, and I always recommend, go commercial. Take for your 60-day promo, go commercial. Check out everything that's available in the system. There's no credit card required to start it off. You go with the commercial. When your 60 days is up, it's like, bing, do you want to continue? Which package do you want? And then you pick the package that's right for you based on that. Maybe you'll see something at the package level higher, like, oh, I really want that feature. It's worth a little bit extra for me.
Right.
Maybe I'm at the entry level package, but I want that dedicated storefront. So it's worth me paying a little bit more to get a collector's package instead of a beginner package.
Yeah, I really value the storefront. So I like the breeder level because I got the storefront, I got multiple users, gives me up to 500 animals. I've never broke the 500 animals in a year. You know, everyone has their peaks when they're hatching, and then they all go away when you're selling them. But yeah, the breeder level works really good for me. So anyone that's kind of my size-ish, breeder level should cover you. But like Zach said, sign up for commercial on the free trial. See everything that's available.
Yeah, you do get the storefront as low as the collector package. For just
Cool.
$12 a month, you get the public store.
Yeah.
So that one's nice.
Well, I think
you know, or you know, hit up Jared. He'll type it out for you. He's
yeah.
For a nominal fee.
Jared,
not condone or endorse Jared.
Does someone have to fly you out to their facility to do all this, or can you do it remotely, Jared? Yeah, Alicia from Herp and Harbin says she uses the Dymo as well. So, well, I guess, I mean, we did the conversions.
One more question on there, a little, not quite on this topic, but probably won't have its own segment. Robert might talk about a little bit of this in e-commerce, but yes, you are able to do the Morph Market export. Let me double check before I get the line. I believe that is the collector level that you can do that. And what that is you can go, there's a Morph Market export, you push the button, you go over to Morph Market, you use the bulk importer from Morph Market, you copy, you paste, you put it in there, boom, it just creates all your animals. So you can add all your listings to Morph Market in about a minute. You can also use it to update like that, because the way Morph Market does is it takes data that's already in the system and omits that and only takes the new data. So if you take a sales list, you already have it in there, you go and update all your weights in Husbandry Pro, just pull your list for Morph Market, go bulk upload it. Even though those animals are already in there, you just copy and paste all the data, and it omits all the duplicate data and only takes that updated, say, weight or price, whatever you wanted to bulk update.
Yeah, that's some pro tips right there. You don't have to go into Morph Market under each individual animal and update weights, because that was a previous way of doing things at one point in time. But not if you're a Husbandry Pro user.
I know you get it at the breeder. I don't see it's not specifically listed here. Yeah, it is. It's going to be at the collector level. You can do that. So $12 a month, or $100 a year, $99, and you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to do that and click connect all those things.
Man, that's a hell of a
integration at breeder level, and that's where you get Spiderweb, Connect. We're working with connecting to. There's a few other devices we have.
Yeah, Husbandry Pro really does it all. It does more than I ever needed to do. But there's something out there for everyone. Everyone always wants it to do something for them, and they take care of you. And then all of those features are available for anyone. Like I said, I kind of run a minimalist style, but other people get way off in the weeds with that stuff. And that's cool. There's something for everyone in Husbandry Pro.
Yeah, so just to finish up on that, so we can connect to Spiderweb, Sensor Push, Slither Sense. I think we're working on that. I'm not sure if that's in public or that's just on my test account. We're working on being able to share to your social media directly from there. So you take some pictures, you upload them to your Husbandry Pro. We're working on you being able to just click the button, boom, it automatically makes a Facebook post for you, kind of like how we do this StreamYard thing here where it posts our lives to Facebook. We're working on integrating with that. So, you want to let your social media followers know about your new clutch? Right from the system.
Right. And that's what really I need in my life, like where I go to Husbandry Pro and I can just shoot everything from there. So I'm not like, I'm on Husbandry Pro and then I'm over here and then I'm over here and then I'm over here. I just want to do it from there and set it and forget it.
that's what we're working towards. You know, we should be able to do everything here. I mean, you know, your storefront, we've got the commerce stuff that we've been building out like really hard on with, you know, the invoicing system and the buy now features. And, you know, it's just an always evolving thing. We've got a team of developers. You know, we'll roll out changes faster than any system like ours on the market. There's no other system like ours on the market that has a team of developers like we do.
Right. Yeah, when I first started, I tried out a reptile scan. That was okay, but I couldn't see me using that at this stage in the game. It was all right when I had a couple animals, you know, but there is a reptile scan import thing too. So for people that are switching from reptile scan to Husbandry Pro, you can transfer all your data in. Well, I could be lying. That used to be a feature. I'm sure it still is, though, right, Zach?
Reptile scan importer. It'll help you out tremendously. Yeah. We use this a lot when people come over with large collections. The one thing I will say is be patient with it, because you have to understand, coming from reptile scan, everything is free form fields. So your ID numbers are free typed out. Like we had one guy whose system I helped him upload it, and he had 398 ball pythons. he misspelled it one time and kept reusing the same, and it was so, you know, PTHIN. And, you know, it was a problem we hadn't experienced before, and we had to adjust the system for it, because it's like we didn't have anywhere where you could correct that, because we just expected when you're importing your stuff, you know, your animal's going to match, you know, ball python matches up with ball python.
Right.
You know, stuff like that. You know, you get random stuff. And the big thing is genetics. You know, so basically you take your reptile scan importer and you bring it in here, and we've got a parser that's designed to try and recognize what you put in for genetics. But, you know, our system doesn't necessarily know that BP is a black pastel or OD is an orange dream, YB yellow belly. We've got a lot of basic stuff in there, you know, like yellow belly is one word, gets picked up as the proper yellow belly 2-word. You know, we always work on evolving that. So it makes it a lot faster. It's faster than hand typing, but just understand, if it's a little tedious getting your genetics in through a reptile scan import, it's because you didn't type it in right. It's your fault. No, you know, it's part of it. It's going to be faster, but you got to, you know, convert your system to where it works with our system. And then once you do, everything works with everybody's system going forward.
Yeah. And speaking of genetics, a little side topic here, Husbandry Pro, you can customize genetics too. You can enter your own genetics. So if you're working with something that's not in there, or like I made one for yellow belly / gravel back when that was a thing, you know, like everyone had yellow belly / gravels. I made that genetic in there in Husbandry Pro. So I didn't have to put a yellow belly and a gravel on an animal. It was a yellow belly / gravel until it proved one or the other. And then like with polygenics and stuff in hognose, I could type them in, and then the system knows, like, if it's line bred, if it's incomplete dominant, recessive, you pick the options, and then it's forever. I think it's only in your account though, if I'm correct, right?
It's only in your account. Just, you know, we have to do that to prevent shenanigans. You know, somebody could go in there and just make up a bunch of genetics and it would copy over. We have had experts in the field go and update their system and reach out to us, and, you know, provided we can verify the credentials and the data that we're importing into the system, we will do stuff like that. And if you're out there and you're watching this, you know, we're looking for somebody for arachnids, you know, possibly some of our bugs. We're working on some of that, but it takes someone going and putting them in the system first. You know, we can't pull this data from some other system because nobody has it yet. For like arachnids and stuff like that, you know, but if someone goes through and they're an expert in the field and they add the 200 species of arachnids in there, you know, we can go through and copy that over and push it out to where it is available for everybody. Well, since we talked about it, this is where you're going to add your custom genetics at. It's one of the places you can add your custom genetics at. It is in the settings folder under animal settings. And a lot of people don't realize this is here, but you go down here and you have, like I say, your lizard. It's going to look up here. You go down here to your lizards, your snakes, look at my ball python. This is your default genetics table, and that's everything that we pull over. So that's what you have access to. And then you can go right here to custom. I don't have any custom ball python genetics, but it's as simple as clicking the plus button. Yeah, belly blob. This is my personal genetic. Apparently it's recessive. Everyone else in my family's skinny. Bam. There we go. Now belly blob is a genetic in the system, and the system knows to treat it like a recessive. If I go into my table, it's going to show heads, pos heads for belly blob.
Right. Yeah, I really like that feature too. And then, I mean, just like you were bringing up, we have tarantulas and stuff here. My boys keep as pets, so we just enter them in the system like as a custom when you go to add animals and then whatever else is attached to them. So, I mean, it's really an all-in-one system.
Super is. Oh. Anybody else have any more questions? We're creeping up on that hour mark. It's about time for us to daddle on out of here unless somebody else has anything.
I went through the whole list. I think we hit them all. Well, if you have any questions, I really want everyone that is on Facebook that's watching this, go join the Husbandry Pro Facebook group, because a lot of the questions can be answered in there too by other users and the teams in there too. So that's a good resource and you get to learn all kinds of tricks because we all use it in different ways. Zach uses it different than I use it, and you can learn tips and tricks on the way that other people use it and stuff too. So the Facebook group's really handy.
Make sure you click that like and subscribe button down there. It helps us a lot too.
Oh, and don't forget to use code SmallTown60. Where's the banners? Oh,
throw that up there one more time.
SmallTown60. Get 60-day free trial. No credit card needed. Well, I think we'll wrap it up. Zach, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Just tune in next week on the 25th, 9 p.m. You'll see me talking about getting started and lining this up. Give us a like, give us a share, and if you want to send us out, you go right ahead, Shane.
All right. Well, thanks for everyone for hopping on. Thanks for Zach for running the back room, and even though I pulled you out front real quick. Me and Zach were talking in the green room. I'm like, I'm not usually the host, and I'm not usually going solo, so I pulled them out. I felt more comfortable once somebody else was in the room. So thank you for that, Zach.
Well, I'm sorry. I sound like I'm in a dungeon. Like, I'm working on it. I got the thing. I just don't have the cord for the thing.
You're fine, man. Well, everyone, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you jump in the Facebook group for Husbandry Pro and sign up for your free 60-day trial with Small Town 60. And I'll be seeing you guys around. Till next time, guys, rock on.